Welcome to Talladega, Alabama, for one of the most anticipated races of the season. We find ourselves at this marvelous 2.5 mile super speedway for some pack racing and a lot of lead changes and possibly some entertaining and big scary wrecks. This is the biggest field we've had this season. 41 cars will line up for today's race, and we're going to check out some of those drivers to watch for. First off, we always got the fan favorite in Talladega. It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's got a lot of wins here, but none in the Athletic Cup Series. Brad Keselowski, he's also been a very good plate racer in his career. Can he get it done today? Bryce Harvey coming off a win a couple weeks ago. And then Denny Hamlin starting on the pole. He's also very good at the restrictor plate racing. Michael Shelton will be running a special paint scheme honoring Jeff Gordon today, and he starts second. Look for him to be up front. Now for the command. Drivers, start your engines. The cars fire up and begin to roll off here in Talladega for 9 laps. Now for your starting lineup. In row 1, we have Denny Hammer and Hamlin next to Michael Shelton. Casey Candy Kane next to Big Bad Brad Keselowski. Carl Edwards next to the fan favorite, Dale Jr. Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon are in row 4. And then Carter Adelman and Logan McDaniel in row 5. Michael McDowell and Jamie McMurray in row 6. Ryan Blaney and Max Kansas in row 7. Bryce Harvey and Chase Elliott in row 8. And in row 9, we have Martin Truex Jr. and Chris Buescher. Row 10, Jimmy Alanya and Kurt Busch. Row 11, Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch. Paul Menard and Ty Dillon in row 12. And then Jimmy, 7-time champ Johnson next to Tyler Johnson. Row 14, Eric Jones and Trevor Bayne. And then Danica Patrick and Joey Logano. Camden Luca and Brian Scott find themselves in row 16. Clint Boyer with a bad starting position next to Eric Almirola. Kyle Larson, your 2-time winner of the season. He's in row 18 next to Ryan Newman. Atlanta Castle and AJ Allmendinger in row 19. Greg Biffle and Jeffrey Earnhardt in row 20. And Matt DiBenedetto in row 21. The green flag is about to wave in Alabama. It is out and we are racing in Talladega. The car has come down the backstretch. Casey Kane giving Denny Hamlin a boost out into the lead. It's going to be Denny Hamlin coming off of turn 4. He goes up to block the momentum of Brad Keselowski. Look for a lot of that today as we're going to see some blocking. Oh, Casey Kane gets into Brad Keselowski. Those two lift up the track, and they're going backwards early on here in Talladega. And then they go around. It's Kane and Austin Dillon. Michael Shelton goes overboard. Looks like Chris Buescher almost got into the fence. Carnage on the Alabama gang super stretch. Holy moly. What a wreck here. I told you this track is notable for big and scary wrecks as Austin Dillon is able to move on. Thankfully, everyone looks to be getting out of their cars. Window nets are down. Let's check that out again. Watch this. Brad Keselowski is going to turn Casey Kane down into the field. Barely hits Austin Dillon. Chase Elliott, McMurray go around. Watch as Shelton goes head on into the wall. Up and he's almost... Yeah, look at Chris Buescher just riding on the wall. Thank goodness he did not go up and into the catch fence there in the backstretch. Chris Buescher just barely gets by. Wow, we got some cars involved. It is Chase Elliott, Jamie McMurray. Brad Keselowski found himself in this crash as he turned Casey Kane. And Kane came down and hit Austin Dillon. Here's Chris Buescher involved. And then poor Michael Shelton had such a great-looking paint scheme. But now it's time to get back rolling here in Talladega. Green flag is back in the air. This time it's Denny Hamlin and Dale Jr. up front as the cars push up the speed here as they cross the start-finish line. Denny Hamlin goes up the block. Dale Jr. Jr. is going to boost him out there. He jumps right back down in front of his teammate Carl Edwards. Looks like Kevin Harvick and Dale Jr. are going to be starting to work together on that outside lane. Denny Hamlin, once again, we said it's going to be a theme, the blocking. Well, Dale Jr. goes high and goes low, fakes Hamlin out. Jr. takes the lead in Talladega. And the fans are excited about this. The crowd roaring on the front stretch as their favorite driver takes the lead in Earnhardt country. Coming through the tri-oval, Dale Jr. is going to lead this lap. Now we're on lap 5 of 9. Here comes Kevin Harvick with Good run. Oh, he goes down the block. Hamlin goes off the track. Back up into the field. Oh my gosh. I do not know how these drivers did not wreck as Denny Hamlin scooted right back into position. But they keep on running. We got 4 wide back there as Brian Scott's going for the lead in Talladega. He goes around the outside of Michael McDowell. Here comes Logan McDaniel to the inside. Scott goes to block. He's too late. Oh my gosh, they made contact. No wreck. There he goes. Around goes Brian Scott. Up into the field. Truex involved. Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, and Kyle Busch as well. A lot of Toyotas were involved in this one, and the red flag is out in Talladega. That was an insane crash. Watch as Brian Scott goes to block McDaniel. Not there. He's all swirly. McDowell gets into the back room. Logan McDaniel goes down the track. And then Brian Scott, he just almost gets Dale Jr. there. That was an insane crash here. Watch as Michael McDowell, once again, he's going to hit Brian Scott, turn him into McDaniel. Then Scott's going to hit the apron, come right back up the track, right in front of Michael McDowell. Oh, and then just nowhere for these drivers to go. Kyle Busch just piles in there. Watch as Dale Jr. just barely misses that crash. Holy cow. And Kyle Busch just had nowhere to go, ran into that one. Carl Edwards had a strong car today. He's never won at a super speedway. In the top series, Brian Scott, Martin Truex involved. Matt Kenseth was involved as well. And then Michael McDowell. That was a crazy crash. Logan McDaniel's got some heavy damage to that right side, but he's going to stay on out there and try and use his track position to get the win here in Talladega. Austin Dillon was involved in that lap 2 crash. He currently sits in the 6th position. There's a lot of damage to that car, but he's been moving well through the pack. He's worked his way up from the back of the pack. And then we got our sandbaggers, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and Ryan Newman. They're going to try and make a late race charge here with 3 laps remaining in Talladega. We'll see if they can get there. The red flag has been lifted. McDaniel and Almirola will be on the front row for 3 laps remaining. This will be an exciting finish here. We can promise you that, folks. Stay tuned. Here we go. 3 laps remain in Talladega. Almirola and McDaniel get the field rolling here through 1 and 2. Down the Alabama Gang super stretch they go. Looks like there goes Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman trying to make up positions right away. Almirola is going to be the leader. He goes up the block. Dale Jr. 2 laps to go here in Talladega. Here comes Carter Edelman and Tyler Johnson. Around the outside. Almirola is going to go with the block. Edelman. He comes right back down the block, Jr. So close. Here comes Austin Dillon. To the high side comes Austin. He's going to take the lead in Talladega. The beat and battered Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet takes the lead. Here comes Kevin Harvick through the middle. Dillon blocks that run. He blocks Edelman, but here comes Harvick and Edelman. Carter Edelman's now going to take the lead. Coming through the triangle to the checkered flag. Here comes Dale Jr. He gets up there. He's got to run. Oh my gosh, that was a close finish. I don't even know who won that race. Photo finish at Talladega. It could have been Austin Dillon or Dale Jr. Watch Jr. tries to get up there. He gets into Dillon, but a late race surge by Dillon. Did he get there? It looks like this is Dale Jr.'s race. Yes, Dale Jr. wins the Geico 500. What a relief for the fans. Dale Jr. takes the victory. And he salutes the crowd in Talladega, Alabama. Junior Nation's going to party tonight. What a race and what a finish. Dale's first win at Talladega in the Aflac Cup Series. It's been a long time coming for the 88. Now for your point standings. Matt Kenseth is your leader. Dale Jr. moves up to second in points, passing Martin Truex Jr. And Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Trevor Bayne, Carter Edelman, Bryce Harvey, Kurt Busch, and Jimmy Johnson are your top 10. Kyle Larson and Eric Jones have the 2 wild card positions for the chase. And then Chase Elliott is just on the outside looking in. He's actually tied with Jimmy Johnson for 10th, but Johnson has the tiebreaker with the higher finish today. 21st is Ryan Newman. There's your 21st through 30th. 31st through 40th in the point standings. And then your 41st through 44th. Now for the finishing results. What a crazy race. Dale Jr. comes out on top over Austin Dillon. Good finish. And Carter Edelman almost got that one in the bag. Tyler Johnson with his best Aflac Cup Series finish. He finishes 4th today, and 5th was Logan McDaniel. Kevin Harvick finishes 6th today, and then Eric Jones comes home 7th. 8th place was Kurt Busch, and finishing 9th was Landon Castle. Good run for Landon Castle and Ty Dillon. This is what we like about Talladega. Some of the lower name drivers get a chance to shine. Eric Almirola had a great run today. He was leading with 2 laps to go and finishes 12th. That's just how crazy Talladega can be in the last 2 laps. You can just fall off, right there, right in there. Camden Luca has a quiet day, but he finishes 16th. 17th today was Ryan Blaney, and Jimmy Lanya comes home 18th. Bryce Harvey finishes 19th today, just could never work through the pack. And then Jimmy Johnson tried his best to move up through the field late in the race, but could not get it done. Same with Joey Logano and Ryan Newman. So their sandbagging technique did not work here in Talladega today. Ricky Stenhouse comes home 23rd, and then 24th was Jeffrey Earnhardt. 25th was Danica Patrick, and then 26th was Matt DiBenedetto. 27th today was Kyle Larson, and then finishing 28th was AJ Allmendinger. Michael McDowell was up front leading some laps today, but he comes home 29th. That's just the carnage of Talladega. Same with Matt Kenseth. He was up there. Truex had a good running car. So did Brian Scott. Brian Scott took the lead for a moment there as when Michael McDowell wrecked him. Paul Menard, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, all these drivers are up front today in Talladega. Same with Michael Shelton. Had a good car. Just was trying to fight back through the field. Chris Buescher almost hit the fence today. And then there's Casey Kane finishing 38th. Brad Keselowski, the guy who turned Casey Kane, finishes 39th. Jamie McMurray and Chase Elliott come home 40th and 41st. So next weekend is the All-Star race for the Monster Cup Series and the Aflac Cup Series. This is JG24, JM26, signing out.